take no credit for this.
Yeah, all right, we can get that. Okay, well, this is now the law. Thanks to Ike and many others. We appreciate everyone's support, and this is going to help a lot of families make sure that they stay in touch with a beloved family member, their dog or cat. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you. A very important bill I'm going to be signing here today has to do with someone who's part of the family. When you lose a dog or someone who has been with you with unconditional love for years and years, it really grieves everyone in the family, and we want to do everything possible in Illinois to reunite pet owners with their pets. And the bill that I'm signing is really a best practices bill. It's used already in many places in Illinois. We want to make sure this is the standard all across our state. When an animal is lost and is at a facility, a shelter, we want to make a maximum effort to locate that owner before anything else. And
this dog right here, your words are poignant, because in May we lost a dog who did animal-assisted therapy. This dog, there are still people all over the country, I'm sure, who came to the Rehab Institute of Chicago, very famous facility right here in Chicago, who said, well, this little, they may not remember the dog's name, Lucy, but this little black and white dog made us feel better and made a difference in our lives, and made a difference in our lives. And that was in May, and then just 4 days ago, I was walking through Animal Welfare League of Chicago, and my wife had always wanted this little Toto-looking dog, and here she is. Her name is Hazel. So we talk about new beginnings. Now, I take no responsibility for the pink leash and collar. Got nothing to do with that. That's all my wife's. But Hazel was a give-up, so a microchip she didn't have. Different story, because the owner died, and the family didn't want to keep this wonderful dog, unfortunately. But we see dogs all the time, and cats. Cats, cats, cats. We talk about dogs. It's about cats that we find that we know are owned or were owned, and they have no identification at all, no microchipping at all. I would argue that thanks to you, in part, Illinois is already there. There are 50 states, of course, and we are #1 when it comes to animal welfare laws. And I appreciate the fact that we have a governor who cares about these things, because it is about our family.
The microchip, it's for those of you who don't know what it is. I think most people do know what it is now. It's implanted in the between the shoulder blades of a dog or a cat, and it's about the size of a grain of rice. And this is done with a needle. It's a very simple procedure. I've done it many times myself. Takes really somebody to hold the dog or the cat, and it's just like giving a shot. So what I want to show you right now is a part of what this bill is about, and that is scanning for a microchip. So we're going to bring Ike over here. I microchipped him myself, so this better work. But it will. This is a scanner. There's a lot of different types of scanners. This one happens to read. There's different types of chips. It'll read any type of chip. So I'm going to go ahead and scan Ike. It's very simple. It's probably hard to see the number, but what happens is the microchip has a number that corresponds to information regarding Ike's owners. So if Ike were to be lost, that won't happen again, but if he were to be lost and he was picked up by a police officer, animal control officer, whatever, a good Samaritan taken to a veterinarian, wherever, they would scan him if he didn't have any tags or anything, and that microchip number, then you call the microchip company, and they have the information for the owner. So it's very, very important. There are a lot of animals who do not get rehomed back in their home because of lack of a microchip or not having a collar and tags on or anything. And it's a pretty tragic situation, because I know there's a lot of rescue people here, and I know every single one of you has heard a story about a dog or a cat that got loose and it wasn't microchipped, and it probably ended up getting euthanized, or it's in a different home with somebody else. The other important thing that I want to point out about these microchips is Like this microchip that I implanted in Ike, it's registered to Leslie, but it's also backed up to my rescue. So if we weren't able to get a hold of Leslie, they could get a hold of my rescue, and let's say Leslie was out of town or something, who knows, whatever happened, I could go and pick up the dog. And that's very, very important that people know that these chips are backed up to the agency that purchased them.
But I think it really sums up how the people of Illinois, we have almost 13 million people in our state, and we have so many dogs in our state that are really members of the family. We want to do everything we can to make their lives as good as it can possibly be.